Khabib Nurmagomedov is one of the most calm and reserved fighters ever. Quoting an example of this, Conor McGregor didn't leave any stone unturned with his pre-fight antics before the two were scheduled to fight at UFC 229. But this had no effect on him. But a certain Dillon Danis in Conor's corner made him so mad that Khabib lost his temper and jumped out of the cage to attack him. So who is this Dillon Danis?
Well, he's a great troll.
Yeah, he is.
He's
good.
He's doing for a guy that's last time he fought was in Bellator. Like when? How long ago?
Yeah,
was that?
probably 4 or 5 years ago.
But he's an exceptional grappler who could take on any active MMA fighter in the world with his superior grappling skills. But friends, hear me again. An exceptional grappler who could internet confrontations, inconsistent callouts, worthless and inflammatory tweets coupled with a fledgling fighting career. This is what Dillon Danis is all about. He's proven multiple times that he can talk the talk better than anyone ever, or at least louder than anyone ever, but he's never intending to walk the walk in the fight. Folks, let's dive into Danis and his whereabouts. Buckle up, fight fans. Sportskeeda MMA is here. Sit back and enjoy the MMA action along with us as we bring detailed videos in MMA for you. So subscribe to Sportskeeda MMA, press the bell icon, and never miss any bit. Let's go down to the early 2000s in New Jersey, where he was always a troublemaker in his school days. A young Dillon started BJJ after he was involved in a school fight where he surprisingly did well and choked out his opponent. In early 2010, he started training under the tutelage of legendary BJJ practitioner Marcelo Garcia in New York. Later, he decided to actively pursue a career in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He was awarded his black belt at the age of 21. However, 2 years later in 2017, he was expelled from the gym. It looks like somebody's always been a jerk. Now let's leave this for a moment. This was after he had become a world champion 3 times and won multiple gold medals in various BJJ tournaments. He had several matches with world-class grapplers, so the talent is there, but the work ethic is elusive.
He's an elite grappler. Mm-hmm. His grappling is fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's really fucking good. Yeah. On the ground, he's sensational. That kid has some serious jiu-jitsu.
His earliest dose of fame came when he was invited to join McGregor's camp for his bout with Nate Diaz in mid-2016. Dillon quickly proved himself as one of the camp's most prominent figures, especially given the frequent troubles that occurred between the two training camps in the lead-up to UFC 202. This was just the start. He became more and more vocal on social media. A clear disciple of Conor McGregor, Danis became known for repeatedly portraying himself with the Irishman and imitating his flashy, explicit style of self-promotion. He started training at SPG Ireland, then signed up with Bellator. He had 2 wins via round 1 submissions.
I'm the best in the world. I said that already and I said it again. Let's see who gets in here and stops me. Rory, John Jones, any of those bitches, come and get it.
Nobody can forget the role he played in the UFC 229 melee after the main event ended. Many still believe he was the main instigator of the incident who'd been antagonizing the Eagle from the outside. Even the usually reserved Khabib took notice and did what will go down as an embarrassment for all parties involved. Renowned MMA journalist Ariel Helwani exposed his fighting career. Helwani is widely regarded as someone who likes keeping it 100 even for his guests. Helwani summed it up best by countering that,
"You ask me right now the names of the 2 guys that you fought, I have no idea. If they walked into my house and asked me to fix my garage, I'd be like, yeah, sure."
While the 30-year-old hasn't been very active inside the cage, Danis has always been outspoken outside of it. In September 2021, Dillon got into a scuffle in a New Jersey nightclub. When things went south, he got choked out by a bouncer and was later taken into custody. The video of the Bellator fighter went viral, as expected. The most staggering part is that he tapped at the end of the struggle, getting choked out by a security guard, and you boast about yourself as Mr. Jiu-Jitsu.
He likes to talk, but he's getting choked out by a security guard or something the next time we see him.
My goodness, a black belt gets tapped out in a street fight. Well, to his defense, there was more than one bouncer on him, but he was choked out by one in particular. In late 2021, during UFC 268, Dillon got into an argument with Ali Abdelaziz, the manager of many MMA fighters like Kamaru Usman, Khabib, etc., etc. Allegedly, he slapped Danis backstage, who was later kicked out of the arena. On top of that, he was banned from all future UFC events. although no footage ever came proving this, but UFC legend Michael Bisping attested to the claim. El Jefe has always been a contentious character and never fails to shake up the MMA community with his antics. It seems like his whole life is now dedicated to getting slapped by everyone in MMA. Speaking of violence, fight fans, I know we all need a dose of chaos within MMA. That's why we bring you our articulated videos with the MMA world. So what are you waiting for? Smash the bell icon on Sportskeeda MMA to get notified and never miss any of our content. In professional fighting, fighters engage frequently in trash talking in the lead up to their fights to get eyeballs on them. But Dillon took trash talk to another level when he was scheduled to fight Logan Paul. What began as mere banter and pranks took a nasty turn when personal insults and accusations were hurled from both sides. To tick Paul off, Danis flooded his Twitter with dozens of photos of Logan's fiancée Nina Agdal with her ex-partners, Leonardo DiCaprio and LeBron James, among many others. What did you expect from Dillon?
Because Dillon's just a troll. He's not a fighter.
Talking about someone's spouse is very rare and unheard of. Maybe he took a page out of his mentor's book. When fight day came, the majority thought it would be a hard fight for Logan, but it was a whitewash. Dillon was talking all the smack for months just to throw 9 punches in total in 6 rounds. This was crazy. There's no way Dillon went into this fight thinking he would win it. Even the commentator chimed in, saying,
"Some late drama. He threw more punches at the security guards than he did in this fight. That is ridiculous."
The most embarrassing part was the fact that Logan Paul landed with 108 shots and Dillon did nothing the whole match, but still looked more exhausted than Logan. Danis also faces a lawsuit from Nina Agdal due to repeated online harassment and claims that he may have hacked into one of her social media accounts.
It's all caught up with Dillon Danis. He is being sued. He will have to go to court. He will have to spend a ton of money defending a lawsuit against Nina Agdal.
Even in this embarrassment, Dillon had a huge fight purse, and on top of that, his Twitter following went from 250,000 to more than 1 million in just 2 months. The latest confrontation for the New Yorker came with Paige Van Zandt.
Dillon Danis is not a fighter. He's not a fair comparison.
Paige criticized him in an interview. Danis fired back by mercilessly trolling both Van Zandt and her husband, Austin Vanderford. Paige seemingly said the truth, but who wants to hear the truth these days, especially a consistent Twitter troll stirring up drama. Danis brutally trolled the former UFC star and claimed he had an affair with her.
It has come to my attention that there is a certain clown on Instagram by the name of Dillon Danis trying to talk some shit and stir up some drama. So let's go.
Danis, in an explicit response, suggested having receipts, but later confirmed the version of events she gave of their meeting in Sin City. It seems like this beef is just getting started, and it could be a long period of Danis and Van Zandt exchanging nasty messages on social media. Well, that was the latest one, but this is a day-in, day-out story with El Jefe.
This is what you want. I'm giving you what you want. You want me to talk about you on here. So it's some kind of PR, a little bit of advertising for you.
Some of his closest aides say that El Jefe is completely different in person, very respectful, nice, and good in conversation. But his social media persona says otherwise. But there are plenty of people who are like that in this world. After 2 professional MMA fights in his combat career, Dillon Danis has 2 million plus Instagram followers and a close association with the notorious one, Conor McGregor. This is what drives business for him. With this in mind, it's safe to assume that he'll definitely be in the TMZ headlines sooner rather than later. Not for any of the fighting, but for his cringeworthy antics. He remains a marginal figure in the fight business, even though he's an outstanding grappler and has fought with the best of the best in BJJ. His presence is more of Twitter troll looking for anything but a fight.
So how about you grow up, be a real man, step in the octagon and try and earn a bit of respect. Try and be a man. Try and fight. Stop talking on social media. What are you?
He's arguably the biggest waste of talent we've seen in the MMA space. We here at Sportskeeda MMA would love to see him back in the cage and fighting MMA or in the BJJ world. This is long overdue from El Jefe. But will he? Only time will tell. To sum this up, he's a clout chaser and a certified internet troll, period. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of Dillon Danis. What do you think of him? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments section. Like and share the video and come back for more of such videos on Sportskeeda MMA. See you later.
Like and share if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to follow Sportskeeda MMA on all our social media platforms.